Hi, I'm Kirk here, counseling psychologist, assistant head social support, Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. Unit is not police officers, they are persons who comprise of mental health professionals, psychologists, and social workers as well. We are part of the victim and witness support units, whereby we offer psychological, psychosocial support to victims of crime. This afternoon, we're here at the Queen's Park Savannah, where we're trying to meet victims at their spots, right, or potential victims or persons to give awareness in terms of what the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service offers in terms of help and support. We have found that there are some barriers to accessing service, some stigma, that to show weakness may not be something that persons are very comfortable with. We found that persons function from a state of high functioning, but it's actually depressive functioning. So when the performance of the role has been removed, persons tend to crash and fall apart. Right? We have also seen that there's a particular type of changes in terms of how crime is happening in the country. One being we have a situation with home invasions occurring. Right? What we have found is that when persons invade somebody's property, they're no longer coming to just take items. They're coming to actually inflict harm on persons as well. Some of these things point to a particular type of mindset, right? That leads to, in some cases, something like antisocial personality disorders, where persons kind of lack empathy and sympathy along the way, right? So something is happening in our island whereby the prolonged exposure to crime and violence and trauma has created something that the person and the perpetrator is actually changing form in terms of how they are functioning. So we are here to make persons aware, especially tourists as well, in terms of that there are services available and we are here to offer those services. Hesitancy comes from a number of reasons, right? Some of it is just the social construct of what it is to be a man or male in some cases, whereby if I show weakness or weaknesses, would I still be defined as male? Now, we have found that some of the only emotions, or the only emotion that some men are comfortable with is aggression. Because it's one display of behavior that you can't challenge if I'm male or not. Right? So that stigmatization is something that we have to break out of the system as well. And also the general mindset around therapy. So therapy always building and gaining ground, it is still taboo in some situations and some circles, right? So we try to break down that because persons usually come in state of crisis. So how do we reach persons to come for help before they're actually in that state of crisis? Trauma-led, evidence-based therapy, or therapy that suits the needs of the situation. You can also expect the victim or witness support officer to take them throughout the lifespan of the matter. So report is made, officers hand them over to the unit, and the unit then supports them in terms of information about the case, prepare them for witness statements, and everything else that falls within the line of support that a person may need who would have been a victim of crime.
Hi everyone, my name is Annalise Singh. I'm the Senior Government Communications Specialist under the Counter Trafficking Unit at the Ministry of Homeland Security. Today, we're on the ground, our CTU authorized officers, together with the Victim and Witness Support Unit under the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. Okay, so what we're doing is that we are accompanying the Victim and Witness Support Unit via their AVA campaign. AVA stands for Addressing Victims Anywhere. So we are doing a walkabout through the Flavor Food Village and we're meeting persons where they are, and we are talking about how they can safeguard themselves during the carnival season. As it relates to the counter trafficking unit, we are focused on trafficking in persons, and what we want to do is sensitize the public together with the victim and witness support unit about help that's available to them, how they can spot signs of human trafficking or indicators of human trafficking, and how they can safeguard themselves. As it relates to children, we try to encourage children to be careful about who they talk to on social media, as they are most vulnerable to trafficking in persons. Not every photo or face you see on social media means that is the person behind that social profile. We encourage students to, if something doesn't seem right, to tell an adult, tell a parent, tell someone you trust. If something doesn't seem right, it probably isn't. So trust your gut. We tell persons to look out for persons who may look like they're under duress or look like they're unable to speak for themselves, or they can't move freely, or their documents are being held, or they're always moving with a person and they seem shy, timid, afraid, things like that. So what we want to tell person is that if it says you suspect indicators of human trafficking, if you suspect human trafficking is happening near you, utilize our toll-free hotline, call 800-4CTU, that's 800-4288. CTU, safeguarding human life.